Hey everybody, it's Wendy Pope with something to think about. Lately, a verse has been just messing with me, just getting in my business. And it's from the book of James, and it deals with a topic that I don't necessarily like. It's what I refer to as the H word, humility. Humility, I just grew up thinking it was like being a doormat for somebody or letting somebody roll all over you and you just giving up all of your rights. But that is not at all what biblical humility is. Biblical humility is just a low spirit. It's thinking of yourself, thinking of others greater than you think of yourself. C.S. Lewis says this. He says the true humility is not thinking less of yourself, it's thinking of yourself less. And I love that. And that's a difficult concept to do, is think of ourselves less. But it's basically humility is putting people's needs, others' needs, before our own. Now, James 4:6 says this: God opposes the proud, and he gives grace to the humble. Well, I love that part about the grace part. I want to have God's grace, but before I can receive the great gift of God's grace, I have to humble myself. But the opposite of humble is addressed at the beginning of the verse, and that is being proud. I want to take a look and challenge us with this one verse from the Greek, and it's the word for oppose. And I'm going to try to say it is antitimosmai. I'm thinking that's right. Antitimosmai. If I've butchered it up and you are a Greek scholar, I know you're probably cringing right now, but that's the best I can do. But basically what it means is that oppose means to resist. And that's kind of easy to figure out. Opposition resists. But here's what I want us to say, and here's what I've decided, is I want to oppose opposition. Now let's think about that. God opposes the proud. So I want to oppose the opposition of God, which means I want to do the exact opposite. I do not want God to set up resistance against me. If I refuse to humble myself, I am sending an invitation to God to stand against me. Now that's kind of a sobering thought. It's not just I don't feel like being humble and I really want my way and I'm going to fight for things to happen so that things can come my way the way that I want them to. It's more than that. It's not just that attitude. It's understanding that when we are proud and we act and we think of ourselves more often than we think of others, we have extended an invitation for God to oppose us. And I don't know about you, but I've got enough in this world, thanks to the enemy that is opposing me. And I certainly don't want the creator, even the creator of the enemy. I don't want my creator to be in opposition to me. So I'm just going to have to, as I like to say, suck it up, buttercup, and put others before me. Because when I do, I receive the grace that God wants to give me and bless me with. And when I do that, I don't get all puffed up about the grace at all. I'm like, wow, God, you really worked in this situation. I put you first. I did what you asked me to do. And I'm so thankful that I got to see you work. It then becomes less about me and all about Him. Now that is something to think about.